past a road. It's a wildfire management truck driving past. I'm walking through the woods in southern New Jersey, also known as South Jersey. This is Medford Lakes. It's September 27th. It's about 70 degrees, and this is gorgeous. Look at the moss. Oh my. Birch trees. I believe these tall brown trees with the scales, the thick scales, are Indian pipe trees. Or maybe right in front, maybe this is the Indian pipe tree. Maybe they all are. Not sure. This looks like wild rose in front of me. Yeah, I would say. I can smell smoke. There are all kinds of little bonfires and campsites, well regulated. Although, of course, South New Jersey, as well as any forest in the United States, is certainly at risk of bushfires, forest fires, whatever you want to call it. I was surprised that I haven't seen anyone canoeing on the lake. Canoes are available at the YMCA Camp of the Pines, which is where I'm spending the weekend with South Jersey Quakers, and have for the past, I'm trying to think, 30 years. South Jersey Quakers have been meeting in the woods for about 90 years for a weekend in the fall every year for 90 years. Although probably they didn't during World War II, although maybe they did. Maybe there was more reason for them to meet during World War II. At the end of World War II, American Friends Service Committee, which started in Philadelphia, yearly meeting, and started by Philadelphia Quakers. They were awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace for their humanitarian work after World War II. Now, why I'm saying Philadelphia and New Jersey at the same time is because these New Jersey meetings are part of Philadelphia yearly meeting, which is a loose association of about 100 Quaker meetings throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Wow. Until I come to these woods for this triquarter meeting, I'm never aware that autumn has started, but it certainly has. So many leaves have fallen. So many trees are bare. I can hear a lot of birds, but I haven't seen any yet. Well, maybe they're camera shy. Like, who's this idiot with a camera who wants to photograph us? Nope. We're out of here. I believe this trail leads all the way around the lake, and it's a 3-mile walk, which isn't bad. A nice walk, especially on a gorgeous day like today. It's just The thing about forests, especially this one, is you look in the distance and it's magical. It just keeps on going. I used to love to walk around the forest in the Black Forest. For the same reason, the forests just seem to go on forever and ever. And of course they don't. And they're incredibly well maintained. Extremely well maintained. You see a whole lot of trees have fallen down here. They will be taken care of. First of all, because it doesn't look good. And secondly, because of the risk of fires, as I said before. Forest management is extremely important. And of course, it won't stop forest fires, but at least it'll get rid of dry fuel. Look at that, they've completely gone brown. I bet they were green a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Amazing. I love the way everything is reflecting on this very still lake water. So here we're in the grassy section. Oh, and this little tiny, these baby pine trees here. That look like they might have been planted. Yeah, they're gorgeous. Wow. This area is very good for planting Christmas trees, pine trees. It was filled with Christmas tree pine farms at one stage. And then, of course, the developers come in and they turned it into housing developments with houses they built of cardboard. Now that is a tree that fell down. It's always interesting to see that there's just nothing there at the roots. Everything's just died. And the last thing that happens to a dead tree is it falls over. But it's often dead for a very long time before that. So there really aren't any decent roots there at all. Forests are the lungs of the earth. It's wonderful that this forest, this campground still exists. But it's an active camp during the summer. YMCA. There's a boys' camp and there's a girls' camp. Now you've noticed, apart from tiny little rises, it's very flat. Well, South Jersey is flat. South Jersey is basically a sand dune that turned into a state. Underneath all this is sand. In fact, you could see that on the road. So what happens is when it rains, the water is immediately soaked into the ground. Well, in a normal rainstorm, obviously, if there's too much rain, that doesn't happen. I think we've come to the end of the lake. I just want to find somewhere to sit down, drink a cup of tea, which of course I always have in my backpack. Maybe draw something, because this is just lovely. Lovely place to sit and think and dream. Oh, there's acorns. So many acorns. And they're all falling from trees. In fact, last night on the little cabin where I'm sleeping, it sounded like someone has dropped something on the floor. And then it took me a while to realize it was acorns dropping on the roof all night. When you realize what it is, I guess it's the same thing with bombs. You realize, oh, another bomb. I have to sleep anyway. Another acorn. And why I'm thinking about bombs, of course, is because Creep Palestine. The flotilla is on its way to Gaza with food and medical supplies. And those of us who pray and hold people in the light are very much praying that the flotilla will be allowed through and that they'll have opened a passage for more aid for the remaining people in Gaza who have not starved to death or be bombed to death. I can hear an airplane overhead, but it's not going to drop a bomb on us. May everyone in the world have the peace that you can feel in this forest. September 27th, 2025, Susanna J. Dobson.